I mean, I'm loud anyway, but okay. All right, awesome. Okay, it is 7:03. We'll wait for more people get in here. This is the room we're going to be in. Yes, I'm going to introduce you as the sponsors. It is in person and virtual as we have the camera in the back. Colin is our lovely moderator for the evening for the awesome people that are joining us online. We have some front row people. You don't know what you're going to win or lose in the front row.
We would never lose.
No, you're not going to lose. You're right. That's why people sit in the front row. You don't know what you're going to win. You can check with the other Nicole because we're both Nicole. That makes it fun.
Are you good, Miss Nicole? Do you need any wine or anything?
All right. That was my bestest Matthew McConaughey. All right. With the what? With the bongo drums? Didn't he get in some sort of legal trouble with some bongo drums?
It was too noisy.
Too noisy or too naked? I remember maybe in the charges. Too naked and too noisy, maybe? I'll kind of leave that. Maybe you can do the demonstration for us if you'd like. You're going to hold that one back, Patrick?
My wife's the musical one.
All right, guys, welcome to the Houston SDIRA or Self-Directed IRA Social. I had that question come up 3 times in the chat the other day. What does SDIRA stand for? So thought I'd define it. Self-Directed IRA Social. Welcome to the Quest Monthly Social. The theme is spooky case studies. So we will have some spooky case studies for you.
Nicole, is your loud ear on?
It should be. I thought I was loud enough. Yep. See, I can hear this. So that makes me feel like the mic is on.
Okay, cool.
Let me just be some louder. I'll just be louder.
Okay.
Okay, that'll work. All right. So welcome again to our spooky case studies. We are so happy to have you here in person, and we are also joining our virtual audience live. Colin is also an IRA specialist with me. He is moderating for us. So welcome, Colin Taylor, as well. All right, here we go. So we are going to, well, we're not at all. Okay, that didn't work out like I thought it would because it's Wednesday and I forgot to wear a suit with pocket. Tuesday. See how fun this is? This is how the week's going to go. So we are going to, we're still tired from the expo and how fun and exciting that was. All right. So before we get into our presentation, we are going to introduce our sponsors. And first up, we have McCann Investment Group. Thank you for joining us. You don't have a fun little thing like I do. So we are going to give you a microphone that doesn't. Hello. Oh, it works.
It does.
There you go. Welcome, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. I'm Ryan Landry with McCann Investment Group. We do apartment syndication investments. We're also working on a fund for 55 plus communities. So if you're interested in placing some self-directed IRA capital into real estate, feel free to stop by our booth out there. We'd love to chat with you.
Thanks so much. Do you have some business cards out there for them? Awesome. Thanks so much. I bet I don't need 2 microphones. Thank you. All right. Next up is the Wealth Club, Mr. Steve Vigil, who has a presentation for us tonight. Yes, absolutely.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Woo!
Glad you guys came out. I'm Steve Vigil with the Wealth Club. And with the Wealth Club, what we do is that is our education side of the business. So we try to teach investors about real estate investing, how to be an honest, ethical real estate investor, whether you want to be an active investor, a passive investor. It's important that you learn the right way to do it, learn the pros and the cons, because there's always pros and cons with anything that we do, whatever strategy that we get into. And we want to try and keep the losses down the best that we can, and we do that through good education. So we try to provide that for you with the Wealth Club. But one of the things that we're very proud of is we finally have our growth fund up and running. So we are very excited about that. So if you want to be a passive investor, put your money to work in a growth fund where your money is working 24/7, 365. We've got something that might help you and work for you with that. So we'd love to talk to you about that as well. But anybody here that was at the expo?
Woo!
All right. Was that a great time? Was that a
It
great time?
was.
Yeah, Gabe, I know you were there. Yeah. So, guys, getting out and, so great to have you here because this is where we really learn about investing and learn about self-directed IRAs and the different things we can do in this business. It's a great business to be in. It certainly changed our lives with everything that we do. And so glad that everybody came out tonight. So thank you very much and enjoy. And we'll be here for a while.
Thank you so much. And of course, their contact information can be found at their booth. And they actually hold their classes here at this building. So you already know where to find them. And last but certainly not least is Blink Lending. Paul Limnatos is going to present the video, but we have some other representatives from Blink to share what they do.
Hey,
Hi.
I know who you are.
Hi, everyone.
Always.
And there's Robbie back here.
I know. I didn't know.
Hi, everyone. Gabe Lukic, Blink Lending. Paul, of course, is going to take over the show. And, not Steve, not take over the show, but he's going to be a large contributor to the show. But blinklending.com is where we can be found. We're, of course, here in Houston, but we lend all over Texas. Anything from, your conventional, traditional lending to private money, hard money lending. And we've expanded that out by deal by deal. So we've got some other opportunities that are available. The big thing right now is anybody looking to buy notes. We sell notes. Those opportunities that we have with the private money creates new notes, which we then love to pass on to our clients or future clients to have passive income. That's what it is. Blinklending.com. Find us on Facebook. Find us on any social media output or medium, I guess is the best way to say it. Real quick though, if anybody was at the expo knows all of this. Or hey, what's up, man? Anybody was there knows the experience, right? But I don't know that. Okay, so we met. Have you ever been in a situation where you got to meet someone in investing, right? Investments. That is also a 3-time Hall of Famer and is also a, oh no, it's not a Hall of Famer. That's what he said. 3-time Super Bowl champ, Hall of Famer, all-time leading rusher. That was funny. And so it was done exactly right then too. But that guy was more excited to see you than him. Has anybody had that experience? No. Well, it happened. Actually, no, it didn't. It was me that was super excited. So I know. But it's a great experience. Robbie, you have a picture oh, sorry, bro. No, I love him. No, come check us out at the outside. I'm taking enough of your time. And no, we're good. You guys check us out again. Education-driven website, blinklending.com. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank y'all so much. Both of the last two sponsors were amazing sponsors at our expo. If you miss it, the recording will be out on October 19th or 17th, Miss Fana. The recording for the expo, 19th or 17th? The recording for the expo? 14th. I knew it was a teen. October 14th, the recording for the expo will be available. So I know I keep getting a lot of questions for that. So it will be available October 14th. If you did come to the expo and you were a ticket holder, it will be available to you at 50% off. All right, so here we go. Just in case you've never heard of us, I would love to tell you more about us. So who is Quest? This is actually a picture of Questy, our mascot, the pig from 19. This was not this year's expo, but Questy made an appearance at this year's expo, and it was really exciting to visit with them and take pictures. So who is Quest? We are the largest self-directed IRA custodian in the great state of Texas. We have 20,000 plus clients all across the great state of the USA, great country of the USA. So no matter where you're tuning in with us tonight, we can help you. We can open an account for you, and you can start self-directing yourself. We have 2 billion and growing assets under administration. Notice I did not say management. These are self-directed IRAs. So you are in control. You are in the driver's seat. We have about 100 employees across all of our 3 offices. Most of them are here in our Houston office. We do have offices in Austin and Dallas as well. I think that number is probably closer to 36. Maybe it is 34. Certified IRAs.
It have to be 34 now because we had 2 leaves.
Oh, we had 2 leaves, so that's how that balanced out. Okay, 34 certified IRA service professionals. I just got mine in June, and I'm really excited about it. So I am trying to switch out all my old business cards that don't have CISP on them. But so we're really excited about that. So we are certified to talk to you about all things IRAs. All of our IRA specialists are very excited to help you with any of those questions. $400 million in undirected cash. So this is cash in our clients' accounts that's just sitting there waiting for an opportunity to invest in. Oh, is these 2 people with uninvested cash that are looking for an opportunity?
Oh, I'm looking at all different sides of the balance sheet.
You're looking to loan.
We're looking to put money to work. Yes.
Looking to put money to work. See how that is? So they have money that they're looking to put to work. So this is opportunity money. So one question I kind of get is like, well, I don't have enough money for that deal. Well, there's a lot of people at Quest that would like to loan you money to fund that deal. So this is an opportunity. Please contact your local IRA specialist. We would love to tell you how this works. Of course, our disclaimer, Quest Trust Company does not provide legal, tax, accounting, structuring, investment advice at all. Make sure you are contacting your CPAs, your tax professionals, your attorneys, your all professionals whatsoever before investing into an investment or investing with a person. Make sure you are doing all of your due diligence. This presentation, like all of our presentations, is for education purposes only. Make sure you're doing your due diligence. Okay, here at Quest, we have 7 types of accounts. We have your 2 personal accounts, your traditional IRA, which is pre-tax accounts. All of your 401ks, your 403bs, your 457s, or your qualified employer plans roll into this account. The Roth IRA, of course, is for after taxes. This is the magic plan that everybody's been calling about lately. So this is for after tax, after having this plan open and funded for 5 years and reaching 59.5, everything comes out tax and penalty free. So who likes tax-free retirements? That's not enough hands at all. All right, so that was enough hands. So call your local IRA specialist if you would like a tax-free retirement. We'd be happy to tell you how to get that. We have some employer plans and our specialty plans. I'd love to tell you more about it, but this is really not an event for that. But make sure you're calling your IRA specialist. We'd love to tell you more about that. Investment choices. These are our 3 main asset classes that people invest in. I think this is honestly like a short list. There's way more things to do in each of these categories. But this is kind of a list of things that people do in these categories. We love free education, like the live events we bring to you, like the in-person events we bring to you. We have 2 new classes a week, Tuesday at noon, Saturday at noon, new topic, new guest speaker. This past Saturday, I just hosted a class for Ryan Gibson we did on self-storage. So it's always going to be something in the self-directed IRA world, whether that be on due diligence, maybe a new investment opportunity, what have you. So 2 new classes a week. Make it to us here in person if you're not in the Texas area, no big deal. We have a national networking happy hour that I love to host, which is the 4th Wednesday of every month at 6:30 Central. Of course, all this information is found on our website, or you can email us. If you missed any webinar, including this one, or you have to leave early, no big deal. Our YouTube channel records everything, and you can find anything under the video section. And you can watch it as many times as you want to. We can keep you busy for years. Everything we've ever done is on there, and as well as Facebook. So the next big event, if you missed the expo, no need to worry. 1, the recording's coming out soon. And 2, we're having QuestCon coming up next. It's the 9th and the 10th. So we're really wrapping up 2022, kind of summarizing the market and or the marketplace, what have you. And we are forecasting 2023. So this is a different event than the expo. It's going to be a 2-day event. This is online. It is virtual, so you don't have to leave your couch. You can stay in your jammies. We won't even know about it. So make sure to look on our website under the event section for more information for this. We're really excited about this. We're putting everything together now. So make sure you're contacting us. We're happy to sell the tickets to you and what have you. I'm almost done, I promise. But this is some good information. So our CEO, our amazing Quincy Long, that most of you know or have heard of, has written a book, IRA Secrets Revealed. This is an amazing book. Open an account and get the book for free, or you can buy the book for $19.99. Just confirming. Yep, $19.99. So we have the book here available tonight for purchase, or you can open an account and we can give you the book for free. Yes, sir.
What if you already have an account?
You can buy. It's not free. It's not free if you already have an account, but I know that you would love to buy the book. Right, for $20 to get the amazing education that Quincy has written down in a book for you.
We also have a book signing event pretty soon in November, so he can actually sign the book.
November book signing event coming up by Quincy to sign the books that you buy. I know everybody will want to come to that. All right, and of course, if you need any help with anything, the IRA specialist.
We're doing the video.
Oh, we're going to do the videos first. I'm sorry, that was out of order. So if you want the book from Quincy, that was that. And now we're going to start the scary, spooky case studies video.
Oh boy, do I just love my IRAs. Most of the times, things go right. But I've got 4 cases here to where it hasn't gone as planned. So my spooky story is going to actually involve 4 different stories, and let's see if we can't get through them quickly. So all 4 of these properties, they have 2 things in common. 1, I did them all out of the same IRA account. 2, I have the same partner with all 4 of these properties. Now these 4 properties were purchased over 12 months ago. I still own 2 of them. The 2 that I don't own, I just sold last week. By the way, big shout out to Quest. Absolutely love how you guys take care of all the paperwork. I don't have to leave. I just have to open my phone, hit some red approved, and you guys handle all that. So thank you very much. Of the 4 properties, I went ahead and renamed these just for the sake of anonymity here. The first property I have is a property called Marco Street. Marco Street was bought for $200,000, and Marco Street, similar to the other 3 properties I'm going to go over, what we were doing here is buying lots, tearing the ugly houses off of them, cutting down the old ugly trees, replotting the lots to get them ready to sell to builders so builders could build on them, ready day one. So as opposed to a builder buying the house, a builder tearing the house down, subdividing the lot, and going through all the pressure and all the process and the time that it takes to subdivide the lots, we thought it'd be a great idea. Let us subdivide them, and then we'll be able to sell the lots at a premium to the builders, because as opposed to them having to go through everything, they could close with us on a Wednesday, start building on a Thursday, because everything's been permitted through the process. So Marco Street, we bought for $200,000. Our initial numbers had us putting about $10,000 into it to replot it. And then we were going to be able to turn around and sell it for $310,000. So initially when we're looking at this going, man, this is awesome. Buy it for $200,000, put 10 into it, make $310,000. That's $100,000, like in an IRA account. That's just absolutely amazing. Well, as one of my old friends likes to say, man plans, God laughs. This was part of it. So we actually ended up selling that property, not in the 3 to 4 months that it was projected to sell. We sold it 13 months later. So this project went 9 to 10 months past the timeline we thought it was going to take. Instead of making $100,000, we made $14,000, 1-4. So I don't know about you. When you're planning to make 100 grand, you make 14. It's kind of a letdown, but it doesn't stop there because that's Marco Street, and we have 4 houses. That's one. The second is Polo Street. That one we bought for $250,000. We anticipated $10,000 in replat also, and then we were going to sell this one for $380,000. The replat on this one cost $25,000, so it went up 2.5%. Anyone costs, city costs going up, permit costs going up, cost of everything going up. We got caught right in the middle of it to where prices just shift and more than doubled on us. We anticipated selling the house for $380,000 when we first started. 13 months later, again, we sold it for $310,000. So first property, we sold it for, well, $50,000 less than we thought we were going to sell it for. The second one, we ended up selling it for $70,000 less than what we thought we were going to sell it for. And not only did we sell it for significantly less than we thought we were going to sell it for, well, what happened is we kept it much longer than we thought we were going to keep it. So had to pay the private lender's interest, had to pay the property taxes on these properties, had to pay for the properties, the lots to get maintained. So just the expenses just continue to pour in. Luckily, we still came out ahead, but still $17,000. If I have to look at it all over again, going all the effort we put into the $14,000, all the effort we put into the $17,000, it's tax-free. I'm sure in 10, 20 years, I'm going to be very happy about it, but really disappointed in what we thought we were going to make versus what we ended up making, which takes us to Castle, the third property. Castle, we paid $550 for this one. We thought we'd have $15,000 in replot fees. We actually came out to $35,000. Now, in these costs also are the architectural plans, designs, etc. So went up by more than $20,000. We initially thought we were going to sell this property for $800,000. We've got it under contract right now for $670,000. This profit goes from, well, us thinking we were going to make probably 200 grand on this one to we're making $40,000 on this one. Was it 40? Yeah, we made $40,000 on this deal. And then the fourth deal is what we call 28th Street. 28th Street was the cheapest of all the properties, except 28th Street is going to turn out to be the biggest headache we've had. Now, why is that? Well, 38th Street, we bought it for $180,000. And I think we're going to be in and out of it again, 3 to 4 months. Come to find out, right at the closing table, it's in the historical district. The city permitted everything to go through and be subdivided lots for the builders to build on them, only for the city to give permission on something that, well, historical had to give permission. So the city's plans all got wiped out. Of course, the builder didn't move forward with it. We still own the property today. Looks like we're almost in the finishing processes of renovating it and ultimately going to keep it as a rental, possibly sell it. If we were to get rid of that property today, we would make $25,000. But we think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, our equity is going to be squeezed down to about 15 grand. So the spooky stories for me is I went into 4 deals thinking they were absolute home run deals, engaged a partner to where I was one side of the transaction, they were the other side of the transaction. And well, the part that they were in charge of just went a lot longer. And the prices that we thought we were going to sell them for, well, they dipped a lot. So 2 things I really did right in this scenario, in these cases. And then one thing that I'm going to do going forward. The first thing I did right is I partnered with someone that has money. So when things started to take longer and the expenses started to go up, it was them that had to pay the extra architect plan, the fees, the extra. Please edit that out. It was them that paid all the extra costs along the way. Of course, I kept making the mortgage payment, but I didn't have to take on the excess costs. And if I would have, that would have been more costly for me. So one thing I did right is I partnered with someone that has money. The second thing I did right is everything was in my name. So at any point, if things really, really went south, well, I could take over the project, which is the biggest lesson learned here. Going forward, once I get to that 7th month mark, and we've doubled the timeline of not performing, well, at that point, I'm going to take over the project. And not to say that I'll take handle it faster or more effectively. But really what I needed to do was not have it sit on the other person for so long. Since it was in my IRA, it was kind of a forget it. I was watching it, but yeah, I get it. Okay, it takes a little bit longer. It takes a little bit longer. And for whatever reason, because it was IRA money, I didn't look at it with the same lenses that I would look on money that's in my actual checking and savings account. So going forward, definitely a lesson learned in all this. I didn't lose money altogether. Looks like we'll make $86,000, which is pretty great. When you're able to grow your IRA by $86,000 within less than a year and a half. So at the end of all of it, yeah, didn't make out as much as thought we would, but at the same time made some good cash here and paid some very expensive lessons. So hopefully this was spooky for you. I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful Halloween out there. If you ever have lending questions, please think Blink. From now until next time, cheers.
Hey everybody, Steve V. Hill here with the Wealth Club, and tonight I am going to share a scary story with you. So let me start by sharing my screen, and then let me get out of the picture, and we'll get going here. So guys, I'm going to give you a story about a property that we picked up a while back, and you're going to see how things can go wrong on a deal sometimes, and how we get out of it, what we do in certain situations, what we can or can't do in certain situations. So that's what this story is going to be about tonight, and hopefully you walk away with a few lessons. So this property was 5707 Bell Arbor. This is a property that initially looked fantastic. Really, really liked this property when we picked it up. So let's kind of get going here. And so initially, this was a sweet looking deal. At our first glance, second and third glance, we thought this was going to be a great, great deal. And we were really excited to pick this one up. I was certainly excited to pick this one up. So, in this neighborhood, we have had several properties. We've done lots and lots of business in this area of town over the years, many, many times. Have rental properties over there, own properties under finance over there. Has always been very profitable and good to us. So that's why we were just, this is going to be another great property we could put in the rental portfolio. And then down the road, if we wanted to sell it under finance or whatever we wanted to do, that was available to us. Those exit strategies were available to us. So a little bit about the deal here. The homeowners, this was a 92-year-old lady, and she'd been living in this house for 50 years. So no, it did not have updates, but the house was very functional, was in good shape, and she'd taken care of the house. She had really taken good care of the house. But at this point in life, she wanted to go live her remaining years with her son, and her son certainly wanted the same thing. So for them, it worked out very well. For us, it worked out very well. We were very happy about getting this deal, helping them out, and moving mom to her next place in life. So a little bit about the house. This was a 311, 1,300 square feet. The home was really in good condition, like I said. Ideal area, ideal property for what we wanted to do. This was great. We were very happy to get this deal. And we knew that we could easily get $1,200 a month rent on this property. Other properties we had around there for this size property, 311, piece of cake, $1,200 a month. So this worked for our all-in cost. This worked for our rent ratios. The numbers were great going in this deal, and we were very, very happy about that. So just a little bit about our rehab. A lot of this is the typical stuff. Interior, we pulled up the carpet, and we found that there were hardwood floors underneath the carpet. So we ended up just finishing the floors. We didn't have to put in new floors. Pulling out carpet's easy, not a big deal. Like most houses, interior paint job, we changed the plumbing lines, the plumbing valves, all that typical stuff we do on every rental property. So that was really easy. New countertops, plumbing fixtures. We knew that all that stuff was going to be part of that rehab, not a big deal at all. New appliances like we would do. And for a rental, we actually put in used appliances, not new appliances. But if we were going to flip this, it would definitely be new appliances. It needed a new water heater, needed to clean all that kind of stuff up. New light fixtures, ceiling fans, plumbing fixtures, typical stuff like that. I think we actually also changed the flooring out in the bathroom, in the main bathroom, or actually it was only one bathroom. So you'll see that in the picture of the bathroom, and you'll see why we wanted to change that floor. We put in a new HVAC system and exterior paint, and really that was about it. So this isn't a major rehab in any way, shape, or form. This is a very simple, in and out rehab. So we thought, and we were happy about that. But then the problem started. After we had done a ton of this work, we had already done the bathrooms, we had already painted, we had put these ceiling fans up, and we put plumbing fixtures in. We'd done a lot of work. This house was almost ready to go. And then the tent city moved in behind the house. There was a field behind the house, and I don't know if any of you have had the luxury of dealing with a tent city before, but when we have a tent city that pops up, we have crackheads, we obviously have homeless, we have prostitution, we've got crime, we got all the bad elements you could ever think about, and they're in our backyard. Not good. So we go over to the house one morning to work and to try and get this thing done so we can get tenants in there. And my guys call me. The house is torn to pieces. They took the sink in the bathroom and ripped it off the wall. Tore it off the wall. We never did find that sink, so I'm not really sure what they did with it. Then the toilet, perfectly functional toilet in the bathroom where it belongs. They ripped the toilet out. They did not unscrew the bolts and pick it up. They ripped the toilet out, where they moved it into the living room, where they decided that's where they needed to use the toilet. Not a pretty sight. Then they went in the kitchen and they tore the cabinets off the wall. They tore the countertop. We hadn't changed the countertops yet. We were going to, but they tore them all up. Destroyed everything. Light fixtures in the bathroom. They didn't, like I said, they ripped everything off the wall. So what do? I call my contractor, I call my manager. We're trying to put a plan together. What do you do? This is not good. This sucks. We're mad. So our brilliant first idea was, let's board up the windows and the doors. And that's exactly what we did. Put plywood over the windows, plywood over the doors, and guess what? Didn't stop them. Because when you have a tent city behind you and you have crackheads and homeless and prostitution and crime, you got millions and millions of cockroaches all around, and you can't get rid of the cockroaches. You keep squishing them, they keep coming back. Not good. We put the plywood up, they would rip the plywood off. They would still kick in the doors. They would break windows. They didn't care. They don't care about anything, especially you. So finally, we just left the back door open so they would stop tearing things up. They couldn't tear anything else up inside because they had already done that. So what do? We're trying to figure out what's going to be our strategy to get out of this thing. What are we going to do? So I had been talking with the guy that owned the corner store, which was catty corner from this house. And he also owned the house on the corner that was next to my house. And he had been having the exact same problems. And he was trying to figure out what he could do. But this guy wanted to buy a bunch of properties over there, so he offered to buy the property from me. Well, that was an opportunity for me, as from what I could see at this point. So we started talking and negotiating about him buying the property. He obviously knew the challenges that we had going on. It was obvious, and he'd been going through the same thing. So it wasn't a surprise to him. He knew what he was up against, but he was also there every day, and he had a whole lot more people around than I did, day and night. So we started negotiating and working on a deal, and we finally came up with an arrangement of what we wanted to do. But he didn't want the house like it was in its current condition. He wanted us to fix the house back up. So what are we going to do? We know we got to do it, but we can't leave this house vacant because these guys are going to come in and tear it up. So the first thing we did was somebody came up with a brilliant idea. We put a bed. We had a big front window. And we kept that window wide open so everybody could look in. And we put a bed in front of that window with a dummy in that bed with a gun on the top of the covers. Now it wasn't a real gun. It was a toy gun. We weren't stupid. We weren't going to put a real gun in there, but it looked very real. And that worked for a while. It kept them away for a little while we were getting our head together, getting a contract written, a deal done with this guy, getting title open. Once we got all that done, now we know we're going to have to go to a next level because that dummy is only going to last for so long before they know it's just a dummy in there. So we had to hire a couple guys to stay in that house 24/7. Mostly at night because our guys were there working during the day, so we didn't have to worry about anybody coming over during the day, but at night it was an open reign. So we had to hire a couple guys to stay in there every night, overnight, never leave. We brought them their food, we brought them their meals. They were not afraid to protect the property, and that's the kind of guys we wanted there. And so we were able to work through and start working on this house so we could get it done as quick as possible and get this deal closed as quick as possible. So is this a good deal to do this or not? Is this a trick or is this a treat? Well, let's look at it. Well, here's a few pictures of the house when we bought it. So you can see that this house is not in bad shape. It's a nice looking little house. Now, I will tell you that I don't have pictures of how they tore it up. I don't have pictures of anything that we did because I wanted to get rid of this thing so quick. Pictures were the last thing I could care about at this point. So we just have a few of these before pictures. So you can see the outside, this house is not in bad shape. The inside, not in bad shape either. Now we did change that pink floor, pink curtains, no big deal. But the kitchen, I mean, the cabinets were great. We were going to change out the countertop and everything. And we had the countertops taken off at that point when they came in. We hadn't put any granite in yet. That was a good thing. But you can see everything's in good functional shape. Not a problem. So let's look at the numbers and let's see the reality of this deal. So we got this property for $42,000. Our initial rehab budget, $15,000. So we were all in at $57,000. That's a great deal. That's a great deal. We went to one of our private lenders. We borrowed $60,000 for the deal. So at closing, we actually got wired to our account $2,250, $2,250. Not bad, not bad at all. We were happy. So when I made the deal with my buyer to buy this house for us to get out of this house, I made a deal with him at $65,000. So if you're looking at the numbers, you're going, hey, man, not bad. You might get out of this deal without losing any skin in this deal. And if you're listening to most of the gurus, this is where they're going to stop, and that's what they're going to tell you. But I'm going to show you the reality of this deal because that's what you need to see. So we had a lot of additional repairs. We had to go back in and fix everything again. We had to replace all the stolen materials. We added new burglar bars that were good all around the house, all the windows, all the doors, because what was on there wasn't any good. It didn't stop anybody. So we had to really get reinforced. We put an iron fence down one side of the house that was open. It was 8 feet tall. We put spikes on the top, so all the way down, so they wouldn't climb over. And guess what? It worked. They didn't climb over. But the reality is we spent an additional $15,000 out of our pocket to dump a property. So we spent an additional $15,000 to dump this property. I say that 2 times so you hear me. But it was that important to get out of this deal because it's not so much the money in a deal, but what about all the nights where I'm tossing and turning or not sleeping or waking up in the middle of the night going, who's doing what to the house? That will kill you. You got to get out of these deals as soon as possible when something like this happens. Also, the reality is that the sooner you get out of it, in the long run, the less it's going to cost you. The longer you try and stay in and fight, the more it's going to cost you. And that's just the reality. So here's the real numbers on this property. $15,000 out of pocket, And we got that $22.50 back at closing. Boo, great, great, great. But the reality is we had a net loss of $12,750 on this property. Not good. It sucks. It makes you mad. But like I said, get out of a deal like this as soon as you can. The longer you try and stay in it, the longer you try and fight it, the more it's going to cost you. So this is my story, my scary story for you guys. So hopefully you don't ever get in a situation like this. But if you do, get done whatever you've got to get done, get out of the property as soon as possible, and move on. So I'm Steve V. Hill with the Wealth Club and with SVSM Capital LLC. And guys, we hope to see you real soon. So
Even think we need to ask who is your favorite? Who had a better scary story? Steve and Susan, I don't know how y'all made it out of that. Gracious. So I know that we saw Paul's videos and his 4 deals that didn't go how they planned, but I don't know that he had to install his own burglar bars on the property or spend $15,000 on a property and pay people personally to stay there to ensure that what they had put in would not get ripped out, not just one time, but again, because it had already been ripped out already. Gracious. That is a scary story if I've ever heard one.
be a real estate investor, huh?
Come on up. You going to give some comments about your story? No, you're quite finished with that one.
No, I was just making that comment.
No, I bet you are.
Because everybody wants to be a real estate investor.
They do. Everybody wants to be a real estate investor until they see those scary stories and they're like, oh, I didn't know it could go bad. I thought it was just as easy as HGTV. And it's not quite that easy. So thank you so much, Blink Lending and the Wealth Club and Steve and Susan of the Wealth Club for sharing your scary stories with us. Yes, they do make it look very easy on HGTV and all the other shows and, glossy pamphlets and whatnot that like, sure, you can fix and flip this house and it's no big deal and what have you. So, yep, obviously problems can come up. And thanks so much for sharing those scary stories and some warning ideas about how you cannot end up in those situations. And I think, in some things you can do all of your due diligence and, hey, this looks great. And she's lived there for 50 years and she took care of the house and this is going to be amazing. And then just kind of never know. So amazing stories. Thanks so much for sharing those. Again, we have Quincy's book for sale outside for $19.99. You can buy it and then, of course, come back to our book signing event in November. If you open an account, a new self-directed IRA, you get the book for free. So amazing there. And, I have this upside down. Sorry about that. Okay, and of course, ask an IRA specialist to help you. I'm an IRA specialist. Colin in the back is an IRA specialist. We have a whole team of people that you can contact. We would love to help you. We have a live chat feature. So if you go on our website, you will see a large rectangle pop up for the chat feature. It really is us answering. It's not robots. I get that question all the time. Is this a robot? Is this a real person? It is real people, and we really would love to help you. Our phone number is 855-FUN-IRAs. We really do think this stuff is fun. We really do talk to each other in the hallway about, like, what if you can do that? What if you can't do that? Is this prohibited? What do you think about this? We really do think it's really fun. This is why we work here, and this is why we do what we do. Email us, IRAspecialist@questtrust.com. Colin and I's business cards. In the front, all of our business cards are over there. There's folders to pick up. We'll be outside after. We're happy to help you with any questions. So thanks so much for coming out tonight. It was a pleasure to have all of you. We hope to see you next month as well. And all of you on camera, thanks so much for joining us virtually. It was a pleasure to have you. And thanks so much for coming. And we will see you same time, Tuesday, 6:30 next month for our next Houston SDIRA or self-directed IRA Social. So thanks so much for coming out tonight, guys. We appreciate it. Really not least is the deal pitching of the evening. It is a Tuesday. It might as well be a Monday. It has just been the day. So if you have any services, deals, what have you, that you would like to come up and share with the in-person or virtual audience, please come up. We would love to have you share your deals. Well, come on over.
I'm not bashful.
No, come on, Steve.
Hey guys, is this on?
It looked like it was on.
Battery's going low.
It's on. It's on.
Okay, well, I'm just going to talk really loud. Okay, there you go. Like I had mentioned earlier, we have got our growth fund up and running. So, anybody that's interested in finding out about putting their money to work passively, we'd love to talk to you about that. We're very excited about it. This is going to be a great fund. We've got fantastic partners and managers in this fund. And with the fund that we created before, this one has been extremely successful. And we feel that this one is just going to do the same thing and take off. So we're still set up outside. So if you have any questions, please come out and talk to us. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve. Come on up, Miss Ma'am. It's your turn. You're just talking to it like this and pretend it's a big microphone. There you go, Gidget.
So, that's okay. You can be new and still be a speaker. My name is Gidget. I'm new to all this, dealing with commercial now. Have a deal in the process. We recently just purchased a office condo for $395. We're now in the process of purchasing the next two condos next door. We're looking for a loan in the amount of $895,000. We want to go ahead and put unit 102, which we've already purchased, up for collateral. I just rehabbed 102. I just are about to have a lease signed for 5 years.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gidget. All right, guys. All right, come on up. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't bite hard.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Jimmy. I've been a IRA client, you would say, for the last 5 years. I'll give you a success story. In 2015, my wife and I invested in a multifamily investment in Spring Branch here, 552 units through 160 limited partners. We put a down payment of $18 million that we raised. And last year we sold and exited at $70.5 million through our limited partners. So I was part of that acquisition, and my experience with the limited partners in that was very successful. Even though in 2019 we had a hiccup with our property management company where they were stealing from us. And so in hindsight, what happened is we brought in a water conservation company, and that saved us almost $500,000 in water savings. So even though that happened, that was resolved, and we had a really nice exit with I think a 65% cash on cash return for all the limited partners. So thanks, Quest. This new offering is, I've been invited to be the co-founder and managing partner of a new venture called Secret Bloom. And it is a revolutionary new way to obtain the hemp cannabinoid compound through our patented provisional patent technology. We've been working diligently with our business plan, the 5-year execution business plan, and we've identified the real estate property in Willis, Texas, which is in an opportunity zone for the tax incentives, as well as implementing the EB5 foreign investment strategy. So if you were to consider investing with us, your return on investment will be returned in 3 years' time. So you have 3 benefits: your return on capital, your distribution at 6% interest, and your equity in the company. And so today I'm presenting to you Secret Bloom. We're the world's first and only hemp and cannabis disruptor. Well, why are we doing this? Well, according to the National Institute of Health, 116 million Americans are affected by chronic pain annually. And we spend $635 billion on medical expenses. So with our hemp cannabinoid technology, we're able to provide you with a new form. And those three forms are a liquid form, an edible form, and a smokable form. Now, I can't tell you what that technology is right now. We filed our provisional patent in May of this year. Our final patent is at the end of this month. And so we're raising $7.3 million for the business side of the hemp cultivation. Now, this is going to be hemp indoors. Why? Because, what's that? Well, no, not that. That's very minimal. The reason why we're doing it indoors is that's how we can obtain the highest quality cannabinoid. Because when you're doing industrial hemp outdoors, like a commodity like wheat or rice, you have the weather impacts, the bugs and the insects and all of that impacting the crop. So our CEO has over 26 years of experience doing cannabis and hemp. And there's already evidence, medical research, evidence, and studies that have shown why the hemp cannabinoid has the greatest benefit to the human body. And it's because the hemp cannabinoid, it binds to the CB1, CB2 receptors in our system. And that's what gives you the health benefits. So it can help with sleep, anxiety, depression, chronic pain, and lastly, we have a formulation to lowering blood pressure. So that's our offering. And please, I have handouts here, and we're looking to do a webinar for you to ask any questions and do your due diligence in about 2 weeks. So please connect with me and get a handout. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, guys. All right. Is there anybody else that would like to come up and introduce their deal?
I actually have a service.
Okay. I would like to hear about your service, Ms. Faniff.
Yes. So as most of us know, I'm actually an IRA specialist here at Quest Trust Company. I'm in our marketing department primarily, but I also have that certified IRA specialist certification, just like Nicole. I've been here about 4 years, but I'm not coming here as a Quest representative. I am actually coming here as an artist. So if maybe you have a realtor, or you know a realtor, maybe looking for a closing gift, you're looking for some art for your home individually, maybe a vacation home or anything like that. I actually do a lot of different types of things. I am a wood burner. I am a abstract painter. I am a landscape painter. I do a bunch of different things. So if you're interested, my card's actually over there for Quest, but I look at that just as frequently as my Gmail account. But if you're interested in any type of artistic items, or if you want to collaborate on something, let me know. I'd be happy to discuss with you.
She's really good. I've seen her work and it's pretty fabulous. She actually did some champagne bottles for one of our executives who's having a baby, and she painted them. I'm sorry, I have to brag on you. It came out so fabulous. It was so cute. So she's really good. And it's not just because we have the same name or the same certification. They're just really good. All right, guys. Does anybody else have anything to share? Yes, sir. Come on. Oh, you have a working mic? I do. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Colin. Yes, you will, sir. Come on. Take mine.
The rudest way possible. You blow directly into it. Everybody. Apparently I'm Michael. They wrote the name and just stuck it on me because
That's how we do things.
Yeah, because my probation officer said I can't be out at this time. So if anybody asks, my name is Michael, please.
So you're Michael here, but another name elsewhere?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I just do what my lawyer says. I'm sorry.
No, that works. We
That's
like
all.
lawyers here. That works. That's good. Do what your lawyer says.
So I don't actually have a deal right this second. I did when I went to the Quest Expo, which I recognize some faces here, recognize some faces. There's more of you guys walking around, and just because I don't remember you doesn't mean you weren't there. So I want to tell you a little bit about this deal that I no longer have, but I've got like 5 more in the pipe. Hope that's okay.
That works.
So I achieved financial independence by buying A and B class single family properties, mostly in Katy. I was getting a little frustrated because I can only do so much when I'm doing the entire operation myself. I had a team in the Philippines. We're cold calling, we're text blasting. And I was basically wholesaling to myself, and I realized I was doing an incredible amount of work while also working a corporate W-2. And the person who I consider my mentor told me how to read a book called The Go-Giver. And if any of you guys have ever heard about The Go-Giver, sorry, am I going too long? Oh, okay. I thought I saw you waving me. I'm like, uh-oh. Okay, I got to sign up to talk this long.
No, it's just moving.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
And so I read the book Go-Giver, and as you could probably guess, it's like go-getter, except you go out and give every day. And I realized that I went through this long process that I'll spare you the time on. And I realized everybody's businesses fail because they start with the objective of giving to themselves and their family, which is what we're told to do. And I realized I wasn't putting anybody else first other than myself. So I changed my business model. And I'm just to give you an example of a deal that we are doing here. Uh-oh, and I forgot my pencil. This is great. My laptop, this thing doesn't work very well without it. So to give you an idea of what I'm looking at here, this is the new structure that we found that people have been responsive to and working. This is single family A and B class properties. I consider Katy area like B plus. Every time I say that, someone tries to roll up a newspaper and swat me and say that's A class properties. ARV 205. Sorry if I'm over you guys' head here, but you have equity in the deal. ARV at 205. Debt on the property 119. Needed to stabilize the property 32 grand, right? And in the past, that 32 grand came out of my pocket, took it down, put it in one of my entities, and we destroy the note. I don't want to destroy the debt anymore. I want to take it on. I don't know if you guys notice rates. There's a lot of people out here with 3.25%, 3.5% interest, who don't really know what their exit strategy is in life, not in an investment. So to give you guys a quick idea, the deal that we just closed, I currently don't have any of these, the deal that we just closed, and she's getting closer to me, so I'm about to give the mic back.
I have my own.
The deal that we had, the guy had a PITI of $1,200 a month. So we take that over, we give the investor a lien on the property, and we give the investor a double-digit return backed up by real estate, of course, something you can see, touch, smell, and feel, has equity in the deal, great school district. Most importantly, most of my cash flow goes to whoever invests with me. So I am basically working for free, more or less, in the hopes of a bigger payoff in the future. And I hope to take down lots of these loans in the coming months and serve them up to this community. Cheap debt. Let's all invest.
Sounds good. Thanks, Michael. You can leave it right there. I have mine. Thank you. Anybody else? All deal pitched out? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming to our SDIRA or self-directed IRA social for our Houston office. We are so happy to have you, and we'll see you same time, same place next month, guys.